This is my match video for my limited division run of the October 14th TDSA 3-gun. This stage begins with rifle engagement of golf balls on hangers. Empty rifle loaded up, and then freestyle, you engage 2 golf balls on hangers, and then 3 small paper targets. Freestyle means if you can go prone, go prone. So there I'm magpotting off of here and attempting to get the hits. Golf balls are tough to hit, but definitely possible. You just have to know your hold at that distance. And that's about maybe 30 yards, 40 yards. It's not bad. Then there's pistol engagements. You have to shoot under the stick. That's all they said. Just under the stick. Turns out 2 of those silhouettes are easily seeable as you walk up. Then a spinner. And unfortunately, I'm coming at the spinner with a cylinder bore shotgun. And it was very obviously set up for people with modified chokes. I did, however, get the special dispensation of, you know what, this is backed by dirt, not tires. Therefore, both birdshot and pistol are sufficient for this. So, you know what, let's see if I can double this over. And I can get decent repeating hits. I am still missing more often than I should because I'm trying to double this. That one you saw, that was not me flinching off to the left, that was it skipped off the top of the paddle and ricocheted to the left. And there I'm judging how often I hit and how often I don't, and figuring, you know what, let me just save the ammo. All good but for the spinner.
Shooter ready, stand by.
Stage 1 is another empty start stage. You can't load either of your firearms until you get into the shooting area. You shoot the rifle first, dump it at the front, and then come back and repeat the whole course of fire with your pistol. Both guns required 2 shooting locations in order to finish the stage. You could do that. A lot of people swam all around the stage, but the fastest methodology was to find the 2 spots to turret from and then move onwards. Yes, I did have my pig sticker loaded. No, I couldn't bayonet any of the targets, unfortunately. Come back here, load up your pistol, turret again, and then find the one spot, and then sweep through everything from one direction to the next to make sure that I don't miss any targets or forget about them. I do notice I kind of twitched my gun in a potentially dangerous direction there. Not enough to break the 180, but I need to watch out for that a little bit more.
Let me know when you're ready.
This stage is where my cylinder bore again bites me in the ass, as well as not getting a great enough firing position. We'll see that in a little bit. You have to run this with your rifle slung the entire time up until you get to pistol and shotgun. And the M16A1 with its traditional sling is not the smoothest gun to sling ever, and so I am acting a little awkwardly here because it's awkward. Empty the birdshot on these falling steel. Then you also have to kill the Texas Star with birdshot, which is going to present kind of a problem for me. Once you finish off all the birdshot targets, those 2 steel off in the distance can either be hit with birdshot and must fall, or they can be hit with buckshot. So that's a solid hit that did not dislodge. Another solid hit that did not dislodge. I load 2 because I'm noticing how many times I'm having to hit these things before they fall. That one was just a miss on my part. And now, load 2 buck, get rid of the last birdshot, and ping and ping. Flight control does wonders. Load up your rifle, and from the top of the car and then from the tank trap, engage 6 targets. Unfortunately, I don't build a good enough position from the top of the car, and I struggle to hit these particular targets, which I shouldn't. These are proper sized targets, like 3 MOA at worst, at maybe 70 yards. I should not have difficulty with these targets, and yet I do. It's unfortunate, and it means that I need to work a little bit more on my marksmanship with this rifle in particular, M16A1, or, well, M16 original. I do end up timing out here, unfortunately. Not at this position. I do actually clear the 6 targets here. I get 1 hit from the tank trap. But it all comes down to I spent a lot more time than I needed to on the shotgun targets because I couldn't reliably get the Texas Star to fall. And then I didn't have a good enough position on the car. My mag does not... I do accidentally fail to seat the mag fully. Here, I do actually hit the second target, unfortunately. It was
180.33
after the timer, just barely after the timer. So, par plus 5. This stage is a shotgun stage, and only a shotgun stage. Little popper there, 4 birdshot. This is a whole bunch of stuff in general. I load 4 buck, and I have the 1 birdshot already in the chamber. So 1 bird, buck, 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 buck. You had to engage the buckshot targets from that box. And then I remember, oh yeah, I have birdshot left in the tube, so clear those 3. Now, load off the belt, load birdshot. So that's plus 3, plus another 3. And there's a nice double you can get here to reduce the number of birdshot that you have to fire. Here, I select off the side saddle, slug and slug. I have the 1 birdshot in the chamber, then slug target 1, miss, hit, and then catch what I forgot to do as I engage the second slug target. Yeah, I forgot to actually load a slug. So I birdshotted that target and put a slug in there, which Andy says hit. I wasn't certain, but technically the RO has called hit, therefore move on. I was going to move on anyways because I only brought 3 slugs with me. I had to economize on shotgun shell capacity, so both of my side saddles are full, 14 rounds there, and then I have 12 rounds on my belt, and then the 8+1 that I start with in the shotgun itself. And this stage required almost all of it. This spinner, though, I had seen other people with cylinder bores spin, and so this one I knew was within reach of 4 or 5 shots. Now that was just me shanking that off to the side. But I do finish this stage cleanly, too. And last but not least, this stage begins with some medium range, or close, yeah, it's close range, but on small targets, rifle engagements. Freestyle, but in this particular case, well, no, you could not go prone on this as far as I know. But I sling up, snap into the sling in a hasty sling manner, and then send a couple extra shots at these because I'm calling my shots and I can feel that I'm pulling them. But 2 firing positions is all you need for this initial rifle, or actually for the rifle stage, portion of the stage. And I'm getting confident enough in my shot calls that I only give 2 to all of these targets on the left side. Which unfortunately is a mistake, because one of these last 2 targets I end up shanking one shot barely off to the edge. And I do end up with an FTN on one of these rifle targets. I should have given one of those last targets another shot, but I'm not sure which one failed me. And then here, you can get 3 different doubles, although I miss one of them. And he does call the leftmost popper good, so I move on. Oh, and that one that only partially fell, that one was stiff for everyone. On the way up to the second firing position, load 6 off of the belt, and then get to work here. There's another double, which I do successfully get. Load more, 4 shells left, so load 3 and then 1 shell off of the side saddle. Means 1, 2, 3, 4 transition to pistol. Bad draw stroke. Good draw stroke. Send 3 at that as I'm moving just to make sure, and then we finish up with double taps on these steel at distance. You could run up further if you wanted, but I specifically wanted to make sure that I tested my longer range pistol shots. So that works out to about 45 or 50 yards, if I remember correctly. The 1 FTN cost me a little bit. Ultimately, though, a good match, practicing the pistol and shotgun in preparation for CQB Brutality. Learned some good shotgun manipulation there. Also learned that I need to account for the cylinder bore usage. And then got more practice on the 226, which I had neglected for a couple of years. How will it turn out? Well, we'll find out once I actually start publishing my CQB videos.